Hello and welcome to the monthly Q&A for October. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmalade and I will do my best to answer your question as long as it's not too rude. Hey Sharmy, it's Saviour, Killer X, aka #1 fan. I just wanted to say, 1, I'm sorry the video is taking so long. I hardly ever have time alone to record. And 2, Painted Smile by Madame Macabre would be a super rad vocal cover. 1, what video? What video are you talking about? I don't know what video you're talking about. And number 2, I love Madame Macabre. I listen to her dark narrations all the time and I'm quite the fan. And I have heard some of her music in the past and I do love that whole dark, sinister type of music, so I will have a listen and see what that's like. Hey Sharmy, love your music. What is your favourite colour? My favourite colour is brown. I love brown and maroons and deep reds and deep browns. I love all earthy colours. I think you once mentioned taking singing lessons. Oh, are you still planning to do it? Yes! Oh my goodness! When my birthday comes around again, I'm going to ask for them again. But the thing is my last birthday I asked for them and my partner did try to get lessons for me, but the place that I really want to go to, which is in the Sharm town, it's a little music shop and they do their lessons upstairs and it's ideal. It's an ideal location for me to walk to because I don't drive and it's just down the road and it would just be ideal. And they've been fully booked for like over a year now and it's really frustrating because I'm so desperate to have, you know, some, not singing lessons, but just some vocal lessons, vocal coaching, where they sort of say to me, these are all your bad habits and this is what we need to do to try and eliminate them. But that to me is what I want from singing lessons. I don't want to sort of be going in there and obviously doing scales and things like that is you know, a given, but I don't want to be going in there and just singing songs and that's it, you know, and them sort of going, yeah, that's good for you or that's not good for you. I want to be singing and them saying, you're doing that wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, and that's correct, you know. So I want to know where I'm going wrong and what I'm doing right because I've been singing for such a long time now and I'm only 32, but I can tell that my voice is wearing quicker than I think it should be. So it is very important to me that I get these vocal coaching lessons, but it's just when this place isn't booked, you know, they've had my number on file for a long time and I used to ring them up every month and I kind of gave up because it's just sad when you want something so badly and then every time you inquire it's like, well, we're still booked. What are your 5 favourite 2D games of all time from Blitzwing? 2D? What, like just games? Aren't all games in 2D? Now I need to Google this. Are all games in 2D? Well, I just Googled it to find out what 2D graphics are and it showed me a picture of Pac-Man and I'm kind of thinking that, did you mean like Pac-Man graphics? Because I guess like the only games that I played that were like that were on the Commodore 64, like Snare and Elvira and I can never remember the game of the guy that had the guns and you could like go into a different level and then select a different weapon and stuff. That one. But if you didn't mean like Pac-Man-y type graphic ones and you're just encompassing all games, video games, then that's easier. And I can give you my top 5 favourite games, kind of. And they would be Final Fantasy, the early Tomb Raiders. I don't really have any feelings towards the latest Tomb Raiders because I feel like they just lost their identity a little bit and Lara Croft changed a lot and, you know, it didn't have the same feel as like Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3. World of Warcraft, Dragon Age, my other one. I don't know what my 5th would be. I think I've kind of covered them all, but I guess maybe Guild Wars because that was pretty fun. It's the only MMO that I've really played a lot as well as World of Warcraft, so they would be my top 5. You're in trouble, user. Make it easy on yourself. Do you realise how many outside systems I've gotten into? How many programs I've appropriated? There's a 68.71% chance you're bewildered. End of line. The MCP. How long did it take you to sort of sit there and construct that, and then you sent it as well? You didn't just sit there and construct it, you probably read through it and then you sent it, and I am bewildered. Great voice, thank you. Do you eat, drink specific food to keep it so clear? And for you, what's the weirdest, funniest place to sing? Okay, so weirdest, funniest place to sing, probably just, I don't know, I wouldn't say like weirdest or funniest. Where's a weird, funny place to sing? Public toilets. Don't sing in the public toilets. Weird. Puts everyone off. In regards to food, so before I sing, I make sure that I try. I say that milk, like dairy products, you should kind of stay away from, but I find that hot drinks really help my voice perform better, which is odd because they say you're meant to have room temperature water and nothing too cold or nothing too hot because it shocks the vocal cords, but I find that hot drinks really help me sing better. And also a trick that Miracle of Sound told me is if you're having trouble with mouth clicks and stuff, which is like when you're recording and you have kind of like, I guess it's like spit that clicks in your mouth when you're singing, then if you eat an apple, it eliminates it. I don't have a lot of apples on hand because they kind of disagree with me a little bit, so that's a little tip you can try also to kind of clear your palate, I suppose. Can you flex your arm muscles? Well, yeah, but they're kind of non-existent, so that's just embarrassing for me. What do your friends and family think about your music and your career in general? Do they understand it? Any fans among them? Oh, that's from Tonelli. Hello! Well, that's a really difficult question, to be honest, because a lot of my family and friends don't understand what I do and don't see it as a job because I'm not leaving my house, so that's not a proper job. And it is frustrating because I do work hard at what I do, and I do like to think that I'm providing a service, and I'm just very fortunate that the service that I'm providing is something that I love, and then that again in turn is another reason why my job isn't a job, because surely I should hate what I do and not want to get up every morning and not want to leave the house. So it is a shame that what I do is perceived as just not worthy and not the same as someone else who goes to work. But being self-employed for the past over 3 years now, it is hard to manage yourself. You have to manage yourself and your own finances, and I know that I'm proud of that. I'm proud that every week, you know, I manage what I do, and I have something in my planner for every single day. And being a singer, it's different to it's limited how much work you can do in one day, because your voice is based on your stamina, and it's almost like an exercise. It's almost like you're exercising when you sing. If you're doing it correctly, then you're putting effort in, and it is hard. And some people might think, well, you just get up and you sing, and that doesn't sound too hard. But when you're passionate about it and you do put the effort in, standing in front of a microphone and singing is a lot harder than what you'd think. If you try doing it every day for 2 days, you'll realise that it is actually quite a taxing thing, and there's some days when you don't want to sing, and that's just the same as some people who get up and they don't want to go to work that day, but you still have to do it, and it's no less of a job than anybody else that goes outside to work. You know, it doesn't make it any different, and I own that, and I do wear it as an armour, and the way I look at it is that if people attack something, it's generally because they don't understand it, and it's a very primitive way to deal with the situation. It's just to attack, and that's fine. If that's how people want to look at what I do, then that's absolutely fine, because it's not affecting me as a person, and it's not affecting my job, because I'm still doing it and I'm still enjoying it, and I'm still here, you know, and I'm still enthusiastic about what I do. So as much as I know there's people around me in my immediate life that don't understand what I do and probably don't agree with it, it's fine because I'm okay with it and I agree with it, and that's what matters the most in my opinion. So yeah. Does your enjoyment of video games come more from their entertainment value or their artistic merits? And that's from Psycho K. Oh my god, that's such a good question. So, before video games were purely for entertainment, but since I've really discovered that I love that niche of singing about things inside of video games, the video games now like World of Warcraft and Dragon Age and things like that, I am always kind of seeking out little tidbits of information that I can take away and use as inspiration and foundations for my next parody or my next song or whatever. And so whereas video games, I used to sort of log in and take a lot of things for granted and sort of just play the game and not really sort of look around me. Being into singing and music and stuff has really kind of opened up a new door in video games to me, where I do sort of look around and I'm like, oh, this is an interesting little codex here, or there's a little book stand here and there's a book that you can click on it and then you read it, and it's such an inspiring... I think the song that I wrote about, it was a parody, but it's not funny, it's like sad, it's a sad whale parody, and it was about Morgan Lattimore from Ravenhill, and I'll put a link in the description so you can go and listen to it, but that was based purely on the quest line and the grave. I was inquisitive about the grave that I found, his, oh no, I'm molting. The gravestone, and it intrigued me, and I was like, what is this? And I went and read more about the story of Morgan Lattimore, and I just found it so incredibly inspiring that I went and wrote my next parody about it. And that's generally how my inspiration for WoW parodies either comes from experience or something that I've discovered in the game itself that's intrigued me and interested me, and then I've gone ahead and written music about it. So that is it for this month's Q&A. If you would like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmalade and I'll do my best to answer your question. Thank you so much to everyone who has been sending me questions. I really appreciate it. I am kind of getting low, so I would appreciate any more if you want to just ask me anything. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon for the next weekly vlog. Bye!